Okay, so now we serve discovery on the other person, the person that caused the accident, the people that caused the negligence, that caused the harm to you. It's not always a person. It could be a company. It could be a lot of things. It could be multiple people. But now we served it on those people. What is discovery? Well, there's different forms. One form is interrogatories. Interrogatories is actually questions that we want them to answer and give us as much information as possible. They're like open-ended questions that we're asking the other side to please answer for us. Another form is requests for admissions. Requests for admissions are, we want them to say yes or no. Those are the two choices. Sometimes they'll put yes or no, or sometimes they'll put I'm not sure, therefore denied. It all depends on the case. But those are very closed-ended questions that we want to ask a very specific question that hopefully leads to an admit. If they don't answer that in 30 days, those things will be deemed admitted. So whatever we forgot to answer or whatever they forgot to answer, they're deemed as if they're admitted. So we want to write them to the point that they almost are always being admitted, but many times the defense will always try to deny to most things. If they do that and we prove it right later on, we can attach attorney fees as costs to fight that issue. And then there's depositions. Depositions is actually sitting down with somebody, asking them a series of questions. We're asking them why they caused the accident, why they ran the red light, why were they drinking, and who were they working for, were they working? So we're going really deep of what happened in the accident, and we want the other side, the person that crashed into you, the person that caused the injury, or if you fell or whatever the case is, we want them to tell us the story of why they did what they did. That helps us tremendously in court because now we can bring up the deposition because it's not inside a courtroom, it's outside, but it's a sworn testimony that can be presented into trial. So those are the three main things that are used for discovery. And then there's requests for productions. Requests for productions is where we ask for information from the other side to give us. If they were working, we want to find out their hours. If they were going from one place to the next, we want to find out where they went. There's a series of questions. Every case is a little bit different, but there's a series of questions that we want them to produce for us. Now, with all this being said, even though we're kicking the ball over there or ping pong it to them, they're doing the same thing to us. They're going to ask us for requests for admissions. They're going to ask us for interrogatories, which is the longer questions, and they're going to ask us for production. Just because they ask doesn't mean it all applies, but they will ask. So those are the basic parts of discovery. This process takes a long time. This process actually takes the longest time because there's time limits. There's 30-day time limits on each thing. They serve something to us, they review it, 30-day time limit to respond. Vice versa, the same. So it goes back and forth, but now we're wasting a month and giving a month. Wasting a month, giving a month. So it goes back and forth and the time accumulates. And then there's depositions. There may be multiple people we have to depose. And again, depositions asking those questions. There may be people that are not those people that caused the accident, but some people that may know about the accident or may help us in our request for discovering information that we also need to depose. They don't have to be a party to the lawsuit. So that stuff is very important, as well as they could be experts. They can be experts saying that your injuries are not worth whatever value it is, or your injuries are not related to the accident itself. The defense counsel hires an expert doctor. That doctor's main job is to discredit you, to say that you have no issues, or you have issues. For the most part, they work for the defense counsel. They're always going to say that you're perfectly fine and your injury is not related, or you're lying about your injuries for the claim that we're making. So they're saying that you're over-exaggerating your injuries and it should be less. Those experts need to be deposed as well. Ask them how long they've been in business, how many hours are they putting in to research this. There's a series of questions to ask on that side as well. But as you can imagine, this process takes the longest because we're retrieving documents, we're viewing documents, we're setting more appointments, we're requesting more documents, and when we get documents in, that opens up more questions, which leads to more discovery. So this is one of the longest parts in litigation, is the discovery process. On the next video, I'm going to talk to you about proposal for settlements. And what is that? And why is that good? And why is it bad? If you have any questions about discovery, call us. We're here for you. 813-421-3411.